Alright guys, so I've been hesitant about getting one of these for my cars because I really like the aspect of being able to see your tire pressure to the exact PSI when you're inside the car. And with the Corolla, it doesn't have that other than just that little ember light that will show up on your car when your tire pressure goes below a certain PSI. So today I have one of these wireless TPMS sensors that hook up to your car. This one comes with 6 sensors. I don't need 6 sensors. I will put one on the spare tire though, so I will use 5 sensors. But yeah, these are very basic. They're very low profile for what they are. So they shouldn't be too noticeable on the car. I have seen some other ones that look really ugly. So I'm gonna try with these. Hopefully these will work and they will not stand out nearly as much as I don't want them to. So that's the whole point. I really want to just have something that is very subtle and you don't even notice that they're even on there. So, but the unit itself is very small. This is a unit. It'll display your tire pressures there, and it is solar powered if you want to use that. Or in my case, I'm just gonna hide this probably somewhere in a little cubby so that way this doesn't stick out, like, because I don't want this on the display all the time. I just want to be able to have it so I can just check the tire pressures when I do. So it comes with some type of USB to plug that in. So but like I was saying, it is pretty small profile. It would probably be even smaller if it didn't have the solar thing on it. And right now it's not even that sunny out here, so but we'll test that out too and see how well that works. But these are the sensors if you didn't quite see them earlier. They're numbered 1 through 6, so that way I think on here it'll tell you I'm not sure how you know what tires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, so we will figure that out in here. And it comes with like a special tool that helps torque these down so nobody can steal them. So we'll see how well that works. But let's just go look for a spot in the car for this real quick. Alright, so in the car, I was thinking about trying to put it inside of here, but it looks like I thought that would have been a little bit wider in between there. And so like it would have to sit sideways, which isn't like a terrible thing to do, because it's nice because then I can close the door and it's out of my way. I don't see anything. And then I was looking over here on this thing and it fits like perfectly inside of here, but right now that is kind of where I have my boost gauge is right there. So but what I will probably do in the future is I plan on adding some more gauges anyways, whether I get like some gauge pods here or something to center mount on the dash over here. I will move that and I will probably put this there. So, but in the meantime, I just want this out of my way so that way I just keep it in there. And if I am curious what my tire pressures are, I can just kind of pull it out and just take a look and then put it back. So, I mean, like I said, a lot of my newer cars, like the Tacoma, for instance, that has it in the display here. It'll tell me each tire pressure, as well as my Camry used to do the same thing. So, and I really like that. I mean, it'll be like, say, for instance, I don't know if you guys are ever driving down the road and all of a sudden you hit something or a pothole or something like that and you didn't really notice it, and you're like, oh crap, I hope I didn't like pop a tire or anything like that. I usually would scroll down and bring up my tire pressures and just kind of keep an eye out on my tire pressure, seeing if I can see them slowly decreasing or not, because they might have a leak or anything like that. So that's something I really like about being able to see the individual tire pressures. So I think I'm just going to plug this in. Like I said, it plugs in with USB, so I could theoretically plug it in here, but I would like to try to, I don't know if I have an adapter or not. I'll have to see if I can find an adapter for the cigarette lighter and then to a USB, and so that way I can use it that way. I found this is from one of my old dash cams, so I'm just gonna use this, plug it into here, and now I have USBs, and then I'll plug this into there. So, like I said, I'm not sure how the solar works, but nothing has turned on. I don't even know how you're supposed to turn this on. Okay, so it did turn on. The screen brightness seems a little dim for being direct power, but I can see it. So all the tire pressures are reading 0, so which they should be. Let me just see. So it is a little cluster in here, but this is just going to be for temporary for now. Like I said, I think wiring it here will actually be a lot cleaner install once I get rid of all this other stuff here. But for now, I think this will work. I know I just got wires all over the place here. I do really need to clean up things, but this is gonna work for me for now. So like I said, I'm just looking for an extra security thing just so I can actually measure my tire pressures without having to like go outside the car or wait for the light to pop up on the dash. Alright, so I'm just gonna start with number 1. Unscrew my old one. The thing is, like, these are, like, if you look at it compared to a normal valve stem cover, like, they're massively like bigger. So, but if you have black wheels like me, I don't think you will even notice it. I mean, like, I hate that it says the number 1 on it, but maybe I can take those stickers off if I don't need it or not. But I mean, you really don't see it on here at all. So now that we got that on, let's turn the car back. And now let's see where number 1 is. Oh, I have to press a button. So this thing's beeping at me. I have no idea why. This is in bar. I don't know how we change it. Oh, this also tells you the temperature. That's cool. But how do I change the settings? I know you can. Alright, let me read the manual real quick, see what I can do, because I have no idea how to change this. I know when I read the description of this, you can change this to PSI, so I just need to figure out how. Alright, so I got it to display PSI now, so it displays PSI as well as Fahrenheit. So it'll tell you the temperature of each sensor. The beeping, it keeps saying that there's something under pressure, which is because some of them aren't even hooked up yet. So, but yeah. So it shows the one at 31 PSI and all the rest of them are at 0. So let me go hook up some of the other ones and see if I put them in the right pattern or not. If not, we will have to change which ones go where, which you can either do here or you can manually do it by just changing them around the car. So, but yeah, let's go throw the rest of them on the car and then we'll see what my tire pressures are. Alright, so we're on the next tire. They do offer these, like I said, they're like a security type of thing, more like a jam nut. That's practically all it is. You'd screw that on first and then screw on your sensor afterwards. So that way you create some more of a jam, so it's a lot harder to loosen these. I'm not gonna really worry about that because, I mean, I don't think anybody's even caring about taking these, so. But if you are in an area where you are afraid that they will steal these, they do come with a little wrench to put it on there. So now let's screw on number 2. And it's that simple. So, I mean, so now let's go, I'll do the rest of them real quick. Alright, so I put all 4 sensors on my tires. I mean, from afar you really don't notice it that bad. But they are kind of bulky, but I mean, it's not terrible. So let's hop in the car. And this thing's already beeping at me. I don't know if I have to turn this off, turn it back on for it to pick up the new sensors. Let's see. Alright, so let's not pick up any of the other sensors that I put on. Okay, I have no idea. I guess it takes a little bit of time for the sensors to pick up on this unit. Because I didn't do anything, and now I have 4 tire pressure sensor readings. So, something that will have to be adjusted is the high and low settings, which, I know that they're in here somewhere. And that beeping is definitely going to get annoying if it keeps doing that. Let's just say this is not user-friendly as I was expecting it to be. But I'm sure hopefully when we get it all set up, it will be easy. But it just seems like there's a lot of, there's a lot of settings that you can change, and all you have are 3 buttons to press. So, that's what makes it kind of difficult, is what buttons do you press. I don't know what the stock, I don't know what the stock car does, what the tire pressure has to be in order for it to go off. I would assume it's maybe around 20 PSI or something, because that beeping is really going to get annoying. I don't want to say this thing is as bad as I thought it was. I guess you really should read the instruction manual before you get any farther, because the first 3 or 4 pages really explain I guess the first 5 or 6 pages explains exactly the problems I was having. So but again, it will talk about all the sensors you get some tape, anti-theft nuts, then it shows you where to put each numbers at. So your first axle is going to have 2, 1 and 2. Your second axle has 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then you can choose in between running 2, 4 and 6 tires. But yeah, there's kind of a display of where each sensor should go. They kind of explain how to put that nut on if you want to. And then so right here is the entering the setup mode. Right here, and then the P1 through P6 describes exactly what you're looking for. So I got everything all set up now. So now it's only displaying 4 tires. I wish you could display a 5th tire as a spare tire. I thought I could, but I could only do that if I run 6 tires, and then it will tell me that one of them is low on air pressure. So I'm just going to keep it on the 4 for now. Maybe sooner or later we can figure out if we can hook that 5th one up, but otherwise it'll just yell at me saying that there's low tire pressure on one of the tires. So, but yeah, now you can see I got all 4 tires reading, 31 through 29. So I could probably fill them up a little bit. But, so the easiest way to get into setup mode is you just hold up the set button for 5 seconds, and then it will beep at you and bring you into right here where it starts flashing P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, and P6. Those all explain on the instructions here of P1 is sensor learn, P2 is sensor location, P3 is tire pressure, alarm, thresholds, P4 is the pressure temperature unit, and then P5 is switching between 2, 4, and 6 tires, and P6 is some type of factory setting where you don't need to use that. So, but yeah, it's as simple as that, and then you just press the buttons and you go through there. P3 is where you set the threshold, and so now you can set your thresholds. I have my high PSI set to 60, my low PSI set to 20, and then that's your temperature. It's set to 176. I don't know how hot tires normally get when they're operating, so I'm just going to keep it there, and if it starts beeping at me, I'll start raising that up until it stops beeping at me. So then that's that's pretty much the only thing you'll need to set. So like I said, you can use this as solar powered. You can mount it to your dash with double-sided tape. I don't want it on my dash all the time, so I'm just gonna keep it in my cubby hole over here, and use it that way. But all in all, I will have to say it is a little bit of a hassle to get set up, but the instructions literally gives you all the information you need. So don't be afraid to look at the instructions, because I'm usually not a person to look at the instructions either, but now I have that and it's perfectly fine. All right, and so that's pretty much this. And like I said, this is also battery powered too, because it'll charge via solar if you needed it to. So there's a battery, but we can finally rip off this scratched up piece of plastic. Now we have our screen and it looks good. So yeah, if you guys are interested in picking up your own, I will be dropping a link down below for this. It's not that expensive, but it's a nice addition to a car of this age. But yeah, even if you didn't have a car with the tire pressure sensors like built into the car, into the wheel, this will be a great addition, because it's just measuring the PSI coming out of the valve stem, which is practically the same thing. So if you guys are interested, I'll be dropping a link to this. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.